They say numbers do not lie. And with the upcoming initial public offering for the Kenya Pipeline Company, numbers are very important. That's why I have managed to make my way into the office of the man who understands the numbers and crunches all those numbers. And that is CPA Pius Mwendwa, the General Manager of Finance at Kenya Pipeline Company. Asante sana for having us today.
Karibu, Mark.
And it's all about the numbers and the money as we look forward to the public listing of Kenya Pipeline Company. And the one thing, the currency that we cannot get wrong is the currency of trust. As you address this and as we look forward to the particular milestone that we're looking forward to,
Yes.
how can we, or what assurance can you give Kenyans that the management of the process is above board and is going to be managed well?
Okay, thank you, Mark, and thank you for the question. I think this question, you're not the first one to pose it to me. When I'm out there, I meet quite a number of people. And of course, they do know and realize the kind of position I hold in KPC. And there's been a little bit of anxiety out there on whether this process is above board, and we are going out there with clean hands. I think KPC has been performing fairly well in terms of financial performance, and as we go out there, people are worried, is this company going then to go into private and it no longer becomes the company that they've known about? The assurance I can give Kenyans, the intended IPO or privatization KPC is for the good cause of the country, the good cause for the mwananchi, and even the employees. Because what will happen is we see a situation where it will open more opportunities in terms of expansion of the company, in terms of being able to leverage on different expertise out there, to be able to source even fund from external, where you can go to the public and be able to source for funds to expand the business. The privatization will rid this company from, I don't know, for lack of a better word, I'll use the bureaucracies of the government, where for you to get to get started on an activity or a project or anything that you want to do, you have to go through different layers.
Right.
I think once this company is privatized, decision making will be very fast. The turnaround will be very fast. And that then will enable execution fast. It will lead to efficiencies. And the only thing I can see is from a financial perspective, then the company will be able to grow, will be able to see more returns going out to the mwananchi or the shareholders. We'll be able to see more revenue being generated from the expansion that the company is going to undertake. So for me, from where I sit, I can only see good tidings for this company once it's privatized.
And even, I mean, who's not to say oversubscription? Like, a lot of interest is going to be drawn by this IPO. Already has. Given that it's even being put out there as going to be the biggest IPO since 2008. And so a lot of attention will be there. And an assurance, again, that is needed is the money raised will go to that expansion that you talk about, and in the continuation and continuity of KPC's mandate.
Mark, one of the things that are happening, and I think you've seen this it's out in the public domain, the IPO will raise money for the shareholder, and number two, it will raise money to enable future expansions. When we talk of future expansions, not that the company currently doesn't have money, but some of these expansions require quite significant amount of money. And we are looking at in the next about 5 years, or in a period of about the next 5 to 6 years, to expand significantly. Currently, as you know, we are playing into a kind of a one business, sort of, because our business then entails transportation and storage of fuel. We generate our revenue through what we call throughput, and that constitutes about 95% of our entire revenue. Once we privatize and we are able to access more funds, then we should be able to expand our horizon into other business streams. And here we are looking at things like the LPG, we are looking at things like a trading hub, we are looking at even expanding the fiber optic. So whatever amounts we'll be raising from the public will go into these investments, which eventually are meant to generate more return to the shareholder.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned mwananchi, main target here as well in terms of interest and trust of the process.
Yes.
And the potential and the tidings, good tidings that are coming forth.
Yes.
And I don't know whether you tag it as a misconception, because someone just wants affordable and available fuel.
Yes.
And the line is sometimes thin, or people cross the line in terms of understanding the mandate. Would this IPO privatization basically have the potential of changing the price at the pump, much as a mandate for KPC is not determining the price?
Yeah. Once again, thank you, because this question again, or misconception or lack of understanding of the role that KPC plays, and our mandate is out there. Not once, not twice, I've met people and they tell me, why have you increased the fuel? You are the people making fuel expensive. I want just to give clarification that tariffs are managed by the Energy Regulatory, Energy Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA. And I want to believe even after privatization, just like it's happening in KPC, where they are the ones controlling the tariffs, they'll continue controlling the tariffs for the benefit of mwananchi.
Right.
But of significance is, you know, when you look at the tariff model that EPRA uses, one of the components there is the transportation of fuel. Our desire is to make it as efficient as possible, because once you bring on board efficiencies, then what that translates is cheaper costs at the pump price. And that is what I see happening when we list at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. I see a situation where we'll invest more in technology, we'll be able to have more efficiency, we'll leverage on probably the expertise out there, just to ensure that that cost and whatever goes into the build-up of the pump price is then managed.
So if anything, even the opposite of the worry, and that is more efficiency, and if that is assured, then...
Precisely, and then remember, we'll still be under the control of EPRA in as far as tariff is concerned.
Yes.
So I don't think they'll sit and watch as we exploit mwananchi.
Far from it.
Yes.
And something else that people look with scrutiny, worry, and skepticism is with public listing, there's hidden costs or some surprises that are not quite visible or apparent right now, but will come out later. What can you say from the finance general manager's position, and how do you ensure transparency that it's clear all through, that you won't have surprises coming up later?
Okay, one of the things I need to mention is if you look at KPC, it ranks up there with the best in class. As much as we've been a public company, wholly owned by government, in terms of scrutiny, or rather transparent, I would say we've been very transparent. And what this exercise of privatization will do, it will enhance that transparency. Because one, the scrutiny will be much more. We'll have to report to the Capital Markets Authority. We'll probably be able to be looked at differently from what we are, and especially immediately after we are listed. So I think for me what is critical is to ensure that we have very clear governance structures, and here I'm looking at a situation where everything will be out there. Unlike now, when we are controlled by the government, people might not have as much as access as they would when we are listed.
Right.
Yeah.
And something else that needs clarity is on the issue of, because this keeps coming up, returns and the potential. You spoke about good tidings. There's a returns that we're looking to get from this IPO, and it can net in so much. But it would sound or seem to some that it's returns or profit for a few. Who stands to gain or benefit from this IPO?
If you are to ask me, and I would really encourage everyone to, when we go to the market, to buy these shares. Because like I've mentioned, this company has been very profitable. The financial year which has just ended, we delivered 15.9 billion in profitability. Now, as we move forward and as we bring on board the different expansions, the different revenue streams, as we diversify the business, I can only see a situation where the profits will improve. And when we bring cost efficiencies, when we even improve the governance structures even more, because remember, when we are listed, we'll have representation from different spheres, because now the company is owned from different areas. What then that means is profits will grow, and the investors, the public, will be the beneficiary for this. Yeah, I see a situation where people will, and this company has been paying dividends over time. I see a situation where the dividends will accrue every year. Because again, remember, Mark, KPC is the only pipeline in East and Central Africa. It's the most efficient, the most affordable in terms of cost. So for me, I don't see a chance where we are not likely to be able to continue making profits.
Right.
Because our main competitors are the trucks, the Northern Corridor. So for me, I see a situation where the public can look at this listing with a lot of optimism.
Yeah.
And what I can assure, because I've been in this company for the last 15 years, and no single year this company has ever reported losses. So with the listing, things can only improve, and the return to the shareholder can only be higher.
And one can only hope for that, for the returns to be spread out across, and for everyone who's willing to take part in this. But what promises would guide this process coming from your office? What can you promise Kenyans from Kenya Pipeline Company's finance office?
For me, from the finance office is, one, I see a situation where once we go out there and we become private, or we are listed, I see a situation where the governance will improve. Number two, I see a situation where processes and systems will be more vibrant. than they are. Not to say that we don't have vibrant systems, they are there.
Yeah.
But I see a situation that those systems will be, enhanced. Scrutiny will be more. And for me, as a finance manager, I love a role to play. As the GM Finance, I love a critical role to play to ensure that every shilling that is invested in the business, there is a return. We set ourselves very high targets. We'll be able to have very clear metrics to measure performance. We'll be able to, to push ourselves beyond limits. And to ensure from the finance perspective that any money that is invested, return is guaranteed. Yeah. Any project that is undertaken, it brings something to the business. So that is my promise, and I think from where I sit, and again I repeat this, we can only see better future for KPC.
Can we hold you to your word? And if
sure,
keep one of those
promises. Sure, and I pray God that I'll be here.
Yes.
And you'll be back to come and tell me you promised this.
Yes.
And it's been delivered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wishing you the best. I mean, the numbers, as you say, will be the point of attention leading up to the IPO and even after.
Yes.
And you will have to make it make sense. So I'm really wishing you the best in the run up to this.
Thank you.
And we will be back to hold you to your promise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Asante.
Anytime.
Asante sana.
Asante.
That's been a conversation with CPA Pius Mwendwa, and he gives his word. And if things don't make sense later, number-wise, we'll be back here and to ask those questions. And the conversation continues.
Thank you. Thank you.